Today I'll talk about online or digital learning resource. This is Introduction to Resource-Based Learning. Topics I will cover include definitions of learning resource, need of resource-based learning, learning styles, classification of learning resources, advantages of online or digital learning resources, selection of learning resource by teachers, features of good learning resource, learning management system, personal learning environments, the 21st century teacher or a network teacher. So resource-based learning is an educational model where students learn from print or non-print educational resources for problem solving and seeking information. Digital or online learning resource refers to any type of material developed for formal or non-formal teaching and learning purpose. They are composed of structured sequence of packaged digital assets to promote learning. What is the need of resource-based learning? Various types of online educational resources accommodate varied interests of students, varied learning styles of students, varied needs and ability of students, varied experiences of students. And in COVID-19 pandemic, there was a felt need of online teaching and learning. Moreover, attention span declining, leveraging the power of video and animation can be highly effective in transforming passive forms of learning into active experiences. Various learning resources allow learners to solve problems, collaborate among each other, create and develop new ideas, that is, production. These are various learning styles. Uh, this is the model given by Neil Fleming's and also known as VARK model. V stands for visual learning, A for auditory learning, R for reading and writing learning, and K for kinesthetic learning. The learners who prefer visual learning are benefited by illustrations and pictures. Learners who prefer auditory learning are benefited by audios and videos. Learners who prefer reading and writing learning are benefited by text material, and learners who prefer kinesthetic learning are benefited by practical hand-on training. Some of the learners learn using one or more of these modalities, hence multimodality approach. This is the classification of learning resources. It can be divided into print or text and non-print resource. Print resources or text resources include books and e-books, journals, websites, blogs, manuals, and reports. Books may be printed books or e-books. Journals may be printed journals or e-journals. Non-print resource includes still photography, for example, illustrations, audio recording, for example, podcast, video format, for example, YouTube and institutional video lectures, animation, for example, demo or process animations, simulations, for example, virtual world, and computer or Android games for learning. What are the advantages of online or digital learning resources? They can be regularly updated. There is more engagement for learners. It provides personalized learning. Resources are easy to monitor the progress of the students. There is option for immediate feedback to the student, and these resources facilitates collaborative learning among group of students. How a teacher select a learning resource? It depends on the need of the subject. If a subject requires narrative learning, where learners are expected to comprehend, many formats can be used. For example, text format, video format, audio format, etc. When the subject requires interactive learning or exploratory learning, for example, search engines. When a subject requires adaptive learning, for example, experimentation, we can use virtual world or simulation. If a subject requires communicative learning or group learning, we can use synchronous communicative resource like video conferencing or asynchronous discussion boards. When there is requirement of productive learning, that is where students generate their own understanding of subject by authoring tools like Photoshop, Audacity, WordPress, Docs, Google Docs, etc. What are the features of a good learning resource? Good learning resource should be easily accessible and easy to locate. It should be up to date. It should be rich. It should use appropriate media. It should be inclusive in terms of culture and gender. That is, it should be culture and gender neutral. Then a brief about learning management system. Learning management system is a computer-based software to register, track, and monitor the activity of teaching functions. Learning management system have evolved from earlier systems to now include course and student monitoring, resource management, assessments, and more. Some learning platforms may have authoring tools. Learners interact with e-learning content asynchronously, which means the content is self-directed and controlled by the learner at their own pace. Another feature of learning management system is that nowadays they are responsive to the platform, whether it is the desktop, tablet, or mobile screen. Now, a brief about personal learning environments or PLE. Personal learning environments are next generation learning portals. Personal learning environments allow learners to manage and control their own learning experiences. Personal learning environment include a learning management system, collaboration and social media tools, analytic and measurement system, and system filters. This is the illustration I have taken from this internet site. These are the components of personal learning environment, which include personal connections with among students or with student and teacher, personal learning path, competency-based progression, and flexible learning environment. Now, a very brief about the 21st century teacher. These are the characteristics of a 21st century teacher I have taken from this source. 21st century teacher should be an adapter, should be a communicator, should be a learner, should be a visionary, should be a leader, should be a role model, should be a collaborator, and should be a risk taker. This is how a network teacher looks like. The teacher must be proficient in all these skills in order to model good practice for their students and to ensure that students use the tools ethically and safely, and to help students include these skills in learning. So this is a network teacher I have taken from this source. So this is all for today. Thank you very much.